Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Happy Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Friday tea time. We have our teas ready. Thank you. As you're just joining in, please let us know. I think what happened was we were attempting to go live, but somehow the internet was not working well. So we're now on here. So I guess people will be finding us to come here. So let me just check the queue for a second. So if you're joining us, let us say hello here and what tea you're drinking so we can join in. And maybe we'll just open up for today. What do you feel? Because this is the first time on this one.
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. Everybody just hold on 1 second. Just 1 second. We are going to also make this live on okay, let's see. So we'll just go live on Facebook too. There you go. Hi, everyone. Hi, Facebook family. So much love. Happy Friday. There is Valerie. Okay, Valerie, we're going to stay focused here on YouTube and we just turn on the Facebook page too because it's the first time we're transitioning over to this side. So there's some technicalities that we're working through and what have you.
Good morning, Valerie. Blueberry with aloe tea. Yum.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's a very unique one. Did you make that yourself?
That's nice. I'm having tulsi with orange blossom in it.
I'm having chamomile with vanilla and honey.
Nice. So welcome everyone. So we have a little bit of a slight little Valerie, as you might see. We put our chairs here and our table here. So we have sort of raised from the ground up a little bit.
We've ascended. Now we're sitting upward with a little higher.
Yeah, and part of it is because I feel like I think Michael, we're not quite even though in the thing. Like let's just fix it a little in the screen.
Is that better?
I feel so. I think okay, let me see. Okay. So I feel this is better because every time we do the Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk when we're sitting on the floor, it actually hurts our back after a while. So we decided to sit here and so that way we have a table. It's nice and peaceful and ready so we can all join in and have fun. So Valerie, nice to see you. Whoever else is on, welcoming you. Please let us know where you're joining us from and also what tea you're drinking. So this is a very casual bi-weekly gathering we have. We didn't get a chance to have it last week. And we strategically shifted things around because next week, Friday, is Michael's birthday. He didn't want to be on Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk for his birthday. So we shifted around. So we actually ended today.
I didn't want to be on Friday Tea Time. I went to make up from last week. I didn't even think about my birthday.
I thought you said you didn't want to be on.
No, it was actually, since we didn't do it last week, I wanted to do it this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so here we are. We got a lot to talk about. Again, for those of you who are new joining to us, let me just check in here. We welcome you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for joining us. Grab your tea, join us. This is really casual, 90-minute conversation, and it really involves your part in it, just so we can see how you're doing, where you are, where have you been, and how's the last couple of weeks with the frequencies have been with you as we get to share quite a bit with you as well.
Oh, beautiful, Valerie. She said, honey, you and Michael were in my dreams last night. We were whale watching, and they were jumping up and touching our hands with their noses. You know, it's interesting, Valerie, because I feel like we've had a lot of, even this past Tuesday in our weekly silent meditation, there's been this frequency of whale energy coming through, especially through the masters, which, honey, I'm sure we'll speak about soon, but just the energy of the whale and what it's doing here in our planet right now, it's absolutely beautiful. And right now is actually whale season in many parts of the world. I remember, when I lived in Mexico, this was the exact same time, right around end of January, early February, in Hawaii. So this is a very powerful time to ignite and join the masters of the whales. They bring such love to our hearts because we know they're such sacred creatures.
It's amazing. So you might see me do this because we're testing some things out. So don't get distracted.
Okay.
I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to turn this back on. So for about a minute, it will record.
Sure.
So we can have it on the new Instagram.
Okay, beautiful.
Just so that so I'm going to turn
Wonderful.
it off. You'll see me go like this. Don't get distracted.
Where were we, Valerie? Do you remember where we were in your dreams? Could you find a remembrance if we were somewhere beautiful in a tropical country anywhere? This nice warmth and heat we want to bring to our beautiful DC metropolitan area. But yes, last week during the meditation, I was swimming in the dolphins and whales, and they took me down to earth into underground caves and rivers. Beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank
Good
you.
morning,
Hi,
Christina.
Christina. So
How are
much
you
love.
doing?
Thank you for joining us. Let us know what tea you're drinking. So, Valerie, as you know, there's a lot of calling between the whales that are communicating with each other, and also that higher calling that is part of our ascension taking place. I did share. Hi, heart. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. And I did share the video about that and just the song that came through. And I will talk a little bit more about that probably in February with this big vision that I had, that all of us, every single one of us can take part, and I'll make it a global event, and I'll contact several others that I know that can really truly take part of this particular thing that I was called to do, that has to do with the whales, and that has to do with our sound. So it's going to be really amazing, but more on that later. So how you all doing? Christina, how you doing? Hi, heart. So we have had a very packed week this week. So I wrote a little bit about it. Finally, I have had Michael join forces in this page set up. So let me just go back. As most of you know, I've had my my page, the Honeyboard and Author Speaker page, for a number of years, and when Michael and I met, we've been utilizing that page for a lot of our events, activities, and what have you. And I'd contemplated to change that page into the Ascension Alchemist. So when the name was given to us, which we're going to talk about this in a little bit too, to convert it to that. But each time that I wanted to even attempt to do this, it never felt right to me. And something just never felt right. So finally, I brought it to Michael's attention that we really need to set up its own page. So we set this ground on its own foundation and set up its own Gmail, its own Instagram, its own YouTube page. So, and there's a purpose behind it. So the frequency is coming from both of us into this one streamline and going out. And because I could also tell still Michael had resistance with the other page, it still had my name on it and what have you. So we can just really create our own, co-create our own. So this month has been kind of interesting because I had planned to set this up January 1st. It didn't go that way, and that really upset me. And so there's been a lot around that. And finally, we had to come around and get this all set up. So finally, this week was, let's get all of this set up. So I'm not very tech savvy. Michael really is not tech savvy. We don't really have
we're hands-on healers.
We're hands-on healers. We're not computer savvy folks, but yet I have more experience around some of this. I can set things up, and I do like technology very much. I do have to say.
You're very good at, when you find something, learning about it and applying it immediately. It's amazing what she does. I've never saw someone that when she really looks at something, she'll dive directly into it and find any which way, whether it's YouTube or just what's powerful is her own personal creativity to keep seeking and searching of how, whether it's a photo, whether it's a portion of the page, or just learning the technical elements of all of the areas, because it's for me, it's a whole learning, because I never really understood the whole foundation of really setting up from the different types of uploading YouTube to looking at how connecting the pages from Meetup to Facebook. And it's such a revolution to see how each of those areas are platforms and portals of light to go out to high frequencies. And so it's amazing to watch you, honey, to see how you really dive deeply and you don't really, stop. You go directly in, like, I'm going to find an answer. If I don't find an answer, I'm going to go even
I
deeper
like
to
finding
see.
because I look at it from that larger picture and I see, okay, so here are these vehicles that have been created. And again, on my post, I wrote about it this morning. And here we are, we all spread out different parts of Earth. So for some reason, we as a soul family decided to come different parts of the earth because we each have to carry our light. But somehow we got to be connected. And that's why these social medias, such as Facebook, such as Pinterest, such as Instagram, all of these, there's a consciousness of that was created so we can pull this energetic field together. And I look at it that way. So I don't look at it as marketing. I don't look at it as advertising at all. I look at it as how this stream of, for example, Facebook as a portal of light that's coming in, and here's YouTube. How can we connect this network and through Instagram, through Meetup, and then let's say there's a group, such Sology, or like the Ancient Wise Ones, or like the Galactic Federation of Light group page, or the Light Workers of the World. Then it comes in, then it goes out, and then from my page, your page, all of that. And when we tag each other, we just we're making like a stop of this light and then expanding it forward. And that's how I like to collaborate, as I've showed you, with all of our the centers we do, and just name everybody, and really pull it together. Because when this energy is pulled in together, it really speaks volume in the opposing forces that, look, we stand together. And this is a consciousness I have that I feel many don't, because they do shy away. Many light workers do shy away from technology, from posting, and they're very shy about posting, well, here's this or that, and they kind of stay away. And sometimes when there's even something amazing happening, it's still not being posted, which is kind of interesting. Let me just make sure this doesn't go out. So when we have like brother like Demetrius, who just gets it, he knows what that frequency is. Let me just pull the frequency field together all over. Anyway, so having said that, so it's been an invitation to getting Michael come in and be discovering. So we now have like on my telephone, I have both of the Instagram pages. Okay, how do I post? Which one goes? And today, finally, Michael will be set up on that. And so that way, Michael can share his short videos, the messages he's receiving, because these are not for us to hold. These are for us to share. So as we receive them, they have to come out. We're transformers. We're conduits of these higher dimensional messages. They come in, they have to go out. And that's how it's been for years for me on Facebook. First thing in the morning, I usually get messages. I have to type it out and send it out. And my team has continuously said, continue to do that. The ones that already receive it. And it's been like that for years. So that's why I'm so devoted to it. And it's been interesting because this week, finally getting everything set up. And yesterday we had to do our YouTube welcoming video. So it's this supposedly short video, but 2.5 hours later, we laughed so much through it just to try to even get this video out about just welcoming people and what we offer. And that's it, our free events and our other events. And here we are, like such as here this Friday tea. Come join us, have some tea, and let's just be together.
And what's so beautiful that I've really seen in the depths is from the beginning of just learning about social media, it is this platform that we can support each other. And I love how Honey has really shown me and really educated so many others of how we can link our energies together, because when these messages come out, we're really helping bring that love within us to shine upon them. It's nothing individual. It's nothing based on what I am, what you are. It's really this together, this unification of what we're all doing. And as we share that, we unite in our hearts. And it's just really beautiful to watch the others be like, wow, I didn't know you could bring this into focus, because there's all these little, I wouldn't say tricks, but little scenarios where you can bring forth just the awareness. And I think that's the most important thing, because when the awareness comes forward and we can all come together, it is like this collective domino effect where it goes out and it keeps moving forward and keeps expanding outwardly. And I really find that, when we're receiving all these messages, how we're in the same page. Many
Yeah.
times when Honey and I are meditating or when things come to us, it's wild to see, wow, you're experiencing that, we're experiencing it, and it connects us. And then
Yes.
all of a sudden we're in this energetic field that it goes out not only through our collective, but it goes out through the universe. And I
Yes.
find it's so powerful to see how that light expands, and the deeper it expands, it keeps bringing forth that natural ease of our ability to be a conduit, that conduit of energy that streams right directly through us, and then we get to share that. So it's wonderful, and all of you that are watching that can share what's going through you. And it's also, I find a big one for all of us, including me, is really help to bring the fullness into our throat chakra, the fullness into our expression, because many of us, we can be in the light working communities, we can individually have our healings, we can go through our daily, but then it's really takes a lot of energy to come forward. I learned that yesterday when we were just doing these wonderful video takes of how to really feel the heart speak, and then allow the mind to step back of what it wanted to say, but just really allow this to open. And I find a lot of us are together opening this wonderful, beautiful throat chakra, so we can feel from our heart, we can live from our spirit, versus sometimes hold back from what we're supposed to say, or if I say it this way, it's going to be misconstrued. So it's a beautiful journey, and I'm very thankful for Honey, because for me it's been a wonderful process where I look at myself 3 years ago and now sitting in front of video and seeing the ease of sitting with someone that's just amazing at how directly she expresses, and then what it's like to actually videotape it and then see where we're standing and how true we are, because now we're like, okay, here we go, and then to be by myself. So
Right.
I look forward to sharing that and diving deeply in those moments, so that rawness, that realness, and just what Honey expressed so deeply as just the individual personality, because I feel that's what we connect with when we can see that beautiful gift that each of us have. We can really connect with it in deeper realms, versus just speaking of what's moving through, but like, what is it about that heart,
Yeah.
that individual, that we can really feel and the reverence to, and just feel the love and light that's moving through. That's the ultimate connection that we're very grateful to
And I
share.
feel along that, so like, let's say social media, instead of being scared of it, to recognize that, okay, this is the vehicle. I look at it this way, where we can stand behind this multidimensional presence that we are. And when we can give voice to it, yes, I experienced this. Yes, I support this. Yes, look, here's another person that experienced with dragon. Like, let's say a post I wrote about dragon. Or let's say something here that really confirmed your truth for you. You felt the ease, you felt the peace, you felt the love, you felt like it really touched you, and you give yourself permission to then, let's say, on your page, share, wow, this was amazing, this really helped me. You give permission to us, to others, to also step forward. A lot of times we take these and we just keep it in, and this energy has to go somewhere. And this is what most light workers do not realize. They just want to kind of like hoard it. And if you just hoard it, it's never going to fully benefit you. When you experience it, it has to go out, because then you open it even greater in you. There's a full, it's almost like a science of how this works. And if individuals give themselves permission to just get out of their comfort zone and just step, just take a step with it, they'll see how amazing it is. So it's so cute. We have a dear sister, Beverly Goodwin, who started her new channel, or sort of like show called Love Unity. Is LUVUYOU and then Unity. And so Michael and I are guest speakers on her show coming up on February 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So we will be live on there. And what's so precious, she's out in Denmark, so we've been communicating back and forth. So I shared with her how important it is. A lot of times Michael and I are featured, like, let's say, as a guest speaker somewhere. But this, like, when they host that somewhere, or they're doing a video or interview with us, they don't put our where to contact us. So then all these people are like, well, how do we get contact? How do we how easy it is to just put, okay, here is Honeybee, Michael A, here's at, let's say, Ascension Alchemist. Here's their email contact. Make it easy. Pull the energy together. It goes so much further. You're doing the work already. Let's just celebrate it fully. And that's just the way I see. Like, I feel like tomorrow, for example, we're just going to talk about, then we're going to move forward. So tomorrow we have our full month of February, all the events. Since we didn't go on our trip, everything got shifted around. We have a whole new schedule. So tomorrow morning, you'll see we post the thing. We're going to mention every single collaboration that we're having between the centers, between the interviews, between the contacts, between everything is mentioned there. Why? Is because when we use that portal of light and we tag it and we pull it in, we are standing behind this collaboration of light. We're standing behind the network of light. We're standing there, we're giving it voice that, yes, here we are. We're showing up. We're doing it. We're doing healing individually. We're doing it as a group. We're doing it planetary. We're standing up to this. And that's, if the collective recognizes this and start using the technology in this way, we'll be way further along. That's how I feel, frankly.
And it's a beautiful invitation that we're honored that we get to see you wherever we're at. I know a lot of times we're here, but we also invite that invitation if we're in Miami, if we're going to Florida, and just to collaborate, because I find that the gift that Honey and I just really get excited is when we meet people for the first time, but we're like, wow, I know you from another life, or wow, you're just like my best friend. How wonderful it is that we can bring our circles together and bring our love together, because it's those magical moments that really touch your heart. And I find that the more we can just share what we're doing, where we're going, or however we can be of assistance if you're in that field, or if you were once there. And it's like, I find that what's beautiful and what I really resonate with Honey is when we can share everything, when we can bring all of our gifts together, then we're all rising together.
But that's sharing. So for example, we did talk about this. I had written a post. I don't know if you remember, Michael. So there again, we accept people where they are too on their journey. There's some individuals that are really thankful. They thank and they stay in thank. There's another one, individuals that, for example, they thank, like some of you right now are like Christina, Highheart, Valerie, you're watching this and you're interacting. That's the next level. There may be other ones here that are not interacting. They're just watching. They're exactly where they're. They don't want to put their name, whatever. Then there's another level that, for example, will take this video and post it on the page and speak of it. That's another level of consciousness, because it recognizes, it's almost like different octaves of light that recognizes how to work with this frequency, what is already there, and take it to what level. Because each time you allow it more, you're only opening that more inside of you, and you are embracing that light illumination in you without hiding it, without shying away from it, and really fully like standing in it, standing in the ray of its light. Like this morning when I was talking to Divine, and I was there's this thing I have to do with DMV, and I was really like just talking to the Divine. I was like, shine this light here, help me with this, for example, this thing that I gotta do, and I was visualizing. I was like, I need your help. Let me shine this here on DMV also, so make sure everything is illuminated, the right people handle this, all of that. Again, light is a technology. Light is technology that we already come from. It's the most advanced science that our scientists can't even come anywhere near it, because they're still operating from the head mental consciousness. As when the science comes into its heart, it's able to observe the full blast ness of it. So it will experience it very, very differently. And why I'm sharing this, because all of these are portals of light. Now, there are individuals who, I also have compassion for, because they've been, for example, really doing the shadow work. There may be light workers that have been more, let's say, stuck in doing the shadow work. And once they realize, okay, I have served this part of it, now I'm just going to beam the light, then they beam the light. And I have a lot of reverence for that, because for years I really went deep and deep and deep. I still do sometimes, so deep to do the clearing, the shadow work. And yet at the same time, there's this light here that is waiting us every single second, so we can beam it, blast it, beam it, blast it, beam it, blast it without force. That means just sitting in it. That means taking the action from it. That means to really speak from it, act from it, create from it, collaborate from it. Sorry, I keep doing this because there's a short video that I'll be doing here. I'll just do it now. We'll do it out of the way, right? This was from yesterday.
Art of technology and learning.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if that. Yeah. So as a result, when we use these platforms so that we can pull in the network of like greater together, we all rise in the octave of light together. And that's a consciousness that really comes from the brain of the heart. The brain of our head will not be able to comprehend this. It's a slower operating system. It has no access. This electromagnetic field that is here is connected to the heart of Gaia in its own electromagnetic field. It's also within the entire creation. So that's why if we only use the brain to try to do things, we only operate it from a limited construct. We're not going to be fully bringing, say, the presence, the great presence of the I am presence through, because it has to be the heart that's ginormous enough that can allow that vibration to communicate, to collaborate, to construct, to create, and all the wonderful things. So I just really wanted to touch up on that, and that's really where I see it. For us to pull the energetic field together, we got to use the technology of our heart. That is the highest technology and is the power of our love. Let's pull this together and let's blast it together.
And it's so beautifully expressed. I love how you really went into the heart, because I find that it is the joy and the love of our heart that connects all of us. We know that we're one heart, one love. And when we have that ability to come from that most authentic, pure place, we already feel each other. We already understand each other from a higher state, because we're speaking our truth. We're speaking the highest vibration in the illumination of the heart.
Right.
And I feel the deeper we're able to share that, it vibrates to such an amazing frequency, and especially in 2020, where the veil is so thin and the energies are so open, that we have that ability to expand and reflect it so much. And I know when we start, really going deeper into the heart, it's phenomenal what comes out. Even this week, when we were sitting there and we just went into our innocence and our childlike nature to start playing from the heart, and the creativity that's just started to come pouring outward, the laughter, the giggles, and just the ability to be like, wow, look what's waiting in the heart. We understand the brain is important to drive the car and to take on the necessary responsibilities of human life, but that innocence of the heart, that beauty that we just get to feel the freedom of, really lifts the vibration to another level. And I appreciate that when we get to really lead from that and use that, which I'm applying every day, and still catch myself, or if not honey, catch myself when that limitation of the mind wants to come over and control, and then stepping back and being aware of where that is, and then coming directly back in the heart, because this is the place truly where we're here to live by.
So having said that, let's look at these. Let's see, Valerie's saying, she says, no, I don't, this is the one Valerie making come. She doesn't know where we were in the dream. We'll talk about that. So Higher Heart is drinking turmeric ginger and galanga. Nice. Good for you.
Galanga's great for soup.
That's great for the thymus. Yeah. You know the stuff, darling. So Valerie says, yes, the new name brings the energy together, the balance of the masculine, feminine, and the creation energy. So yesterday we did a live stream, spontaneous live stream, when we were having breakfast, because Michael and I have really deep breakfast, like deep conversations over, not deep breakfast, We have deep conversations over breakfast. And so we're talking about when people ask, what is Ascension Alchemist? Because this was a name, literally, I was in the shower and I heard it. And this name was given. So we wanted to share this with you because from here, the Ascension Alchemist, then it will be the AAA Ascension Alchemist Academy. And that's we're collecting a lot of the videos and the workshops and the teaching so that we can also upload it, and that will be coming up. Hi Lori, nice to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning, darling. And also so part of that was Michael and I discussing, what does Ascension Alchemist mean to him? What does Ascension Alchemist or alchemy mean to me? And we opened that space in our live stream yesterday, so we won't get into it today, but we would love to. Christina, Highheart, Valerie, if Lori, if you like, you tell us what that really means to you. And we are devoted in this year 2020 to really use these pages to bring more of that. It really is the divine alignment in, and also a lot of the video, a lot more funner videos too, and with our everyday life, because I feel like our everyday life, there's so much we experience, and as Michael has gotten more used to it, just have this video on because we experience so many crazy things, and just post it so that people will see, yes, we have our kids side, we have our teenager side, we have our adult side, we have our elderly side, we also have our the deep calling is our biggest part. And so as a result of it, it encompasses all of these, and it's important that all of these are embraced along the way.
And the spontaneity, I think, would be very fun, because I feel like when we can show all the angles of not just from the spiritual element, but also from the different areas where we can be raw, we can be real, the areas that have striked us in our heart, the areas that we wake up and like, wow, there's a message I really want to share. Everything that we can give to place back into the collective, it would be a great opportunity to go through, whether it's a beautiful post, whether it's pictures, videos. I feel like there's a great opportunity at hand to really help bring forth all that's coming through us and how we're so honored to share with you. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, and a lot more of that more relaxed space to really capture a lot the real time energy of it is very important. And because I feel like, let's say we're going into 2/2 on Sunday, then we have the big ginormous day on 2/22. So these so last year, it was last year, a little over a year, some time ago, I was like, my God, this is a big month. This is a big month. Michael, we have to be in a very important place for these. These are very big days to work with. And so, of course, we were supposed to be in Hawaii, particularly Oahu, particularly Kauai. Our flight was this morning. We have our flight, but we didn't even cancel it because technically we're supposed to be on the flight to Kauai right now as we speak to you.
Right now.
But I think everything shifted apart, and it's been so interesting, all this planetary thing happening and why everything shifted, that we end up being here in Washington, D.C. So we are here, and we're still going to be experiencing whatever 2/2 brings. So I am no longer at all giving attention to what the latest intel is, what's happening within the portals and then the stargates. Already working with them. Whatever is going to take place is going to take place. And I feel I'm guided, I don't know about you, Michael, to just stay right here. Whatever it is, to just, how much can I pull it in through my field and anchor it in its deepest vibration in this now. That's where I feel versus what's the latest intel. And I feel that's a lot of mental energy when we need to, well, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, okay, well, I need to know what's happening astrologically with the planets so I can, for example, live today. And I feel like there's a consciousness that's being invited for us to shift that. Okay, we know this, we're aware of this. Okay, but how about right now? Right now, how much can I, doesn't matter if Pluto is junked with Saturn or Venus, whatever is happening, whatever stargate is opening, how much can I live in my divine truth, in my divine alignment right now, and right now throughout the whole day. That's what I feel is where I'm really more called to.
I absolutely agree. I feel that, all of our personal truth is found in our heart. And at any moment, we can go into our meditations, go into our journeys, go within and really feel what is being spoken to us. And I feel it's amazing when we look at what's been happening before us. And I honor Honey and myself and the ability of what has been brought forward and to let go, not be attached, but also to see where we're supposed to be. I mean, we know that we're in the DC metropolitan area. There is a whole lot of stuff going on right now. And I find, even when we look across the world, there are beautiful places that we would all like to be in. There are amazing spots that, if we could just snap our fingers, but at the same time, we can still be in those areas. I love what you said, Valerie, in your walking meditation in your yard. In our own home, we have that ability to travel wherever we would like to, but also to realize the importance of our heart. We are guided where we're supposed to be. And however those beautiful light rays come through us, we're exactly to reflect them and transmit them everywhere. And sometimes they may not be in the areas where we first thought we would be, but part of it is letting go. The most important is to transition with it. And I find that the biggest is just to accept that this is where we are and to bring as much joy, happiness, and fun, so that that moment really gives which most of us don't even expect. Bigger things happen out of it, because a lot of times we want to have everything in a perfect plan, but sometimes the magic of it all happens before us because we were spontaneous in a place we never thought we would be. And it's beautiful when we can just center that, ground that, and align that with what's going through. And I feel we both feel like there's so much happening that what I appreciate about the Honey is really helping build that foundation.
Yeah, and I feel like this month I've been very vocal with Michael. I said, Michael, I don't want to go anywhere in January. Since this happened, this just says that we gotta ground the energy. We gotta ground. There's something bigger beyond this is happening. We gotta ground. And Michael, next week is Michael's birthday Friday, and he really wanted to go away. And I just really had to listen to my heart deeper. Even we bought airline ticket and I canceled it. I was like, Michael, I can't. Like I don't want to go against my heart because you really want to go. I just can't. We gotta be very honest with each other. It doesn't feel right. It seems like something's happening. We gotta stay here. So we did that to ground it. And like yesterday, it seems like a space to open up. Okay, so sometime later in February, we can go for a couple of days. It seems like there's an opening, but I don't know what's happening on this 2-2. All I know is a big day.
And we do know
and
that
it is a big day. Something with the vibration of this 2-2-2020. So let's go into this. There's this relation. It's like I remember in calculus when you would experience something to the power of its whatever it was.
It's almost squared.
It's almost squared, and it vibrates at that level. And I feel the entire year of 2020, you're constantly in that place of this mirror and this energetic balancing of the sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, staying in it, and also constantly walking through this portal of the head and the heart, are you staying in this truthfulness, like really, really truthfulness? And it is the divine alignment. So anything that doesn't feel right in my heart, like the second it's off, like I just refuse to go through it. Speaking of that, so some of you know I was supposed to have the 7-day of prioritizing the divine love above all else. And this was so interesting, so excited for this, so interesting. But what happened was, out of the 30 people that emailed me when I had made a post, they wanted to do this. So when I shared the 30-minute video and I sent it out, the responses I got were all, it's so, with the exception of one person had the vibration of, yes, I'm doing this, and here's this, and here's what I'm going to offer you, but bold, fully balanced, sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, anchored, let's do this. Everybody else, no, it was so much still in the etheric hesitation. Again, there's no judgment. And I was like, wow, I told my guy, I was like, wow, Michael, it's fascinating. These people want to, but they're not willing to really show up. Everything else seems to be taking priority rather than the highest divine love above everything. Like, it definitely doesn't ring probably that level of truth the way it rings truth in my heart. So anyway, what was so interesting is I went into meditation and my higher self came and explained, because of this winter energy, because things are still being, after 2022 gateway, things are still settling. The people are not fully able to go to this place that it's an invitation for individuals to move into. So it would have to be after spring. So after the equinox.
And I find it's beautiful that you did that, because there really
Yeah.
is a readiness for that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when I just look at where we are specifically in our winter months, especially here on the northern hemisphere, is a lot of people are in that inner, not darkness, but in that inner area within themselves.
Inside, yeah.
It's at that hibernation mode where we're
Yeah.
really looking at our depths, whether it be, like you said, Valerie, taking steps away from the outer noise of what's happening out there and really tapping within it and feeling our own truth, finding what is important and what we resonate, versus always trying to focus or realign with what's happening outwardly. So I think it was beautiful for, as much as I saw Honey's excitement and her deep, passion, and even myself was like, wow, like we were both like, and I still want to do it. I still want to take February 1st and say, okay, because there were conversations of like, how could we wake up and allow our higher selves, rooted in divine love?
It's not so, but it's like prioritizing that.
You're right. What's what I say? Prioritizing
that
first
presence.
thing in the morning, that leads through the way,
Right.
and then really looking at that internally and seeing, am I holding myself in that divine love? Are my actions in that divine love? And what is coming up for me? Because it takes a great amount of dedication to really see without trying to cover it up, distract us, or what I find what a lot of people do, stay busy to see what is actually happening when we do stay in our highest divine love, because that is our own self-care, our self-value, our
But
self-honor.
it is a
and
mastery
respect.
too. So I want to speak to this too. So this was an invitation, because we're no longer in monasteries. We're no longer in caves. We're no longer in ashrams. Here we are in everyday life. A lot of us have families. We have our work and what have you. We're given the opportunity to bring the presence right here in our modern society. For some of you that may have not seen, there was an article I wrote in the Eden magazine about the modern shamans living amongst us, like here every day. Here we are, we're mothers, we're here, like we're not hiding in jungles, we're right here. And this is what we signed up for, to bring that presence right here, right now. And like, can we really pull it in? It's an invitation, and to 2020 and beyond is constantly the invitation to live from that place, to make choices from that place, and not allow all of these limitations to continuously be a reason why we're not living in our highest vibration. So that week is really, and when we come together, there's a container for it. We're fully supported for it. So anyway, I made another video. I said, okay, so this is what's happening. We're going to start it April 4th through April 11th. Whoever feels called, but you got to respond to me and really show up. Like, there's 1 week I'm taking off completely to be of service to this. Completely. Myself also going through it. So like, how would you want to give your gratitude for somebody that's going to take off a whole week for a group journey to do this, and make your offer creative and practical, and really from appreciation show up. And let's do this together, because it is your joy, not from worry, concern, whether you're going to fail or not. We're all going to go through it together. Are we going to perfect it? I don't think so. Are we going to do really amazing? Will we transform? Absolutely, because I've done this 40 days. I know exactly what happened with the 24 of us from different parts of the world that we took part. So I just want to really throw that in there. Point being, February, there's a lot happening. We have this 2-2 energy. Again, the entire February is about relationship of the within is the most important relationship. How is that relationship with you? Are you still self negatively talking about yourself? Are you still talking negatively about anyone? Like, where is that relationship? Because you're having that communication within yourself. And also, how is that relationship with the supreme oneness, allness, light, source, whatever you want to call it? Where is that in relationship with you? Where is that? So the whole month is giving you the opportunity to be in that relation so that you can pull it in and live from there. So we have we have this January month, which is more of this inner, and then we have the relation, then we go into the Trinity in the month of March. And then, so by April, I feel we'll be much more ready. All right, the presence is in now. I'm able to carry it, live it, and really give myself permission.
And I think it's amazing when we can dedicate that time in relation. I know that this past Sunday I spoke about how important it is to really give that time and space. I went to it saying, what happens if all the energy that we outwardly give, what happens if we could equally align that within ourselves? I go back to what Honey was speaking about in prioritizing divine love. What happens if first thing in the morning we prioritize that divine love beyond every single thing else, in our own appreciation, in our own gratitude, in our own self-value, our self-worth, and really how deserving we are to receive? Because many of us, we still are learning to deserve from the highest level. We're still giving ourselves permission to receive. We're still finding ourselves to allow a good time. So, I think it's amazing when we can really give ourselves the attention of what it is in our own relationship, our relationship with the divine, this beautiful, mystical, illuminated, infinite, eternal place that is here ready for you to tap into. And it's amazing because I know that the more we support that relationship within us, we're supporting that relationship within the whole collective. The more we honor ourselves, love ourselves, value, then we're equally doing it. And it almost kind of shifts the trajectory.
But it goes even bigger because I feel like most of us healers, we really thrive in taking care of others. We love that. And when we really recognize, give ourselves permission to actually feel this greater presence, to deeper be invited within, to behold us, to support us, to nourish us. What we are capable of serving is by far so much greater that we haven't yet even imagined, because you first have to welcome that within yourself. And it is a totally different ball game. It is the bridging of the heaven onto earth.
And
it is bringing it. And just let me just tie it back to 2-2. I want to share about this. So we have this Sunday, we have 2-2-2020. And then when you add this up, this is 8 energy. Again, we go back to the infinity. How do we want to dance with this infinity? We say it, as above, so below, as within, so without. We say this. And I feel that time has come that we don't just say it anymore. We actually vibrate it, like literally vibrate its essence, its presence. Because when we are letting ourselves pull that frequency into us, then this human construct has become transcended, transformed, transfigured to its wholeness. That's why this ascension alchemy is all about, that ascending to an alchemized state. That's what the calling is again, is that golden frequency. What is that? Is that crystalline, is that Christed frequency, because it no longer sees it like this. It sees it from the ginormous lens of the creator.
And what's so powerful about that is when we look at Sunday 2222, it also represents the 8 that signifies abundance and great prosperity. And so I feel in our natural state of abundance and our natural state of prosperity, there is that infinite nature about us. And tying back to how much we can serve to ourselves versus serve through others, sometimes there's that limited, even blindfolded way where we want to do so much outwardly. And as soon as we really tap into that infinite relationship
Right.
inwardly, then we see the pure abundance and infinite prosperity that's awaiting already. We just have to take the time, the rest, and the acknowledgement. And most important, I find the recognition that it is there already within us. And it's amazing because even myself, going into 448, it's really to see like what truly are in this moment the abundance that's awaiting for us. What is right now that we have the most prosperous, most incredible, most unbelievable situation that we're already aware of, and that gratitude of thanking it's happening versus wishing
Versus
for it,
creating
or
it.
asking
Yeah.
for it, or even our manifestational process. A lot of times, I see, I really want this and I want to dream of this. Well, let's shift that and let's now move into thank you for what's arising within me, because the natural abundance and prosperity that's shining around me with the support of the angels, with the support of the masters, with the support of a year and time where our natural truth is coming forward. Now we just have to beam it, shine it, radiate it, and come from our highest heart so that we fully can actualize it. And I feel part of it is just remembering that appreciation, that gratitude. It's already out there. Now it's aligning with it. And it's great when these days come up, these months come up, because it does give us that personal inquiry of giving us the energy to go inward. And for me, it's exciting because it's this magical feel of being like, wow, what inner areas can I look even deeper in myself that maybe I'm just not taking the time, or maybe I'm distracted, or my limitations may be pulling in a mental aspect. How can I now go directly into the heart in this time and really just connect with that frequency? Because that frequency, which is beautiful, is for all of us, no matter where we are on the journey, no matter what is happening in our own day-to-day life, no matter how hard or painful, which we know there's a lot of heaviness right now. We feel it every day, yet still have that that faith, that belief. And what I find is that will, that divine will that I find in connecting with that, it gives us that natural radiance of what's waiting for us to be discovered within. I mean, that excites me. I feel like there's this infinite prosperous power that wants to be explored. It wants to come out. It's inviting us. It's really inviting us to come forward. And even when maybe uncomfortable situations or discomfort or challenging areas, that invitation's also coming to clear, because once that's clear, then the heart even expands deeper and wider. So almost it's like we have to go through the thick of it, the slug of it, the dirt of it, to expand even deeper of what's before us. And no better of a time now, coming into February, coming into these powerful days, and just really tapping into what's already within us. Because I mean, the beauty of it is all that we have is all that we need. It's all waiting to be discovered within, without any textbook, any video, any information. It's all within. And that's exciting to know that it's here to be brought forward and to share at the highest level.
So the two things Michael touched upon that I want to speak of. Let me just bring something because this is coming to me. To bring it. This is. Hold on a second. So there are two things that I want to speak of. One is. So this is the shorter one, then I'll talk about the other one. One is that the flame that is here, that is the blue flame, the pink flame, and the gold flame. So this triple flame, we've heard about this triple flame, but to understand this, the first flame, the blue flame, really represents the will of God, the will of, well, I don't like to use God, the will of divine, because the human will is very, very is tied to the human ego, to the lower mind. There's so many things that you would want to do, you just can't do it because it won't give you the power. Your will, which is in your solar plexus, have had to be replaced with the divine will to give you the courage and strength. The other one is the pink flame. The pink flame represents And also that divine will represents the masculine energy. The pink flame represents the nurturing, the nourishing, the creative energy. And that's very important also in the center. And that's often tied to Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and really bring it in. And the blue flame often tied to Archangel Michael and, and let's say El Moria and what have you. So, what this is, it's so important that it's the will and the love have come together. But the will and the love are the will and the love tie into tied together, but it's still not enough completely because you need the wisdom to really be pulled in. And the wisdom is that gold flame that comes from the Christ consciousness through the experience that you have gone through, that you have transcended through your own resurrection. And when these three come really together, you're able to pull in the I am presence through you. So they're always in this harmony. So the will itself, the divine, is not enough if it's not if it doesn't come with the love, the divine love. The divine love is not enough, and this is what I see a lot. There's this divine love, but it's not anchored in the will. Just like the invitation for the 7 days, the will was not strong. They were just very kind of like flaky energy. Then is the wisdom from what you've experienced to pull it in to be able to then deliver it. And I want to share this something very personal with me, because often we are always chasing what we got to do next. We're often moving forward to, okay, so then the next level, ascending to a higher, ascending to a higher. And often what I found, and this is also me that I've gone through this, I'm catching it more, that to just really recognize, wow, where am I today than where I was yesterday? Well, to 6 months ago, to a year ago, to 5 years ago, to 10 years ago. There is a consciousness still of the lower mind looking at everybody else, what they're doing that I'm not doing enough, versus the reverence and gratitude for how deep you've been able to go in, how much you were able to transform, to transcend, and to be on the other side, and really then have appreciation and reverence for this being that has walked in many shoes and is on the other side. And I want to share this because this is something very personal for me to share. So, this is my father. So, today is his birthday, on the 31st. And so, he's been in spirit size since 1993. And so, I guess 2023 would be 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
27 right now. Yeah.
Right. So I'm sharing this with you, like me in this moment, this morning in my prayer, I really talked to divine. I said, I felt like I was just held by divine. I hugged myself. I really hugged myself. I said, wow, I'm really proud of myself. And I just really took a moment for me. I said, wow, so here's this person that I incarnated into that's been that created the most hurt in this incarnation that I agreed to go through. The most brutal being, so abusive, and he had some amazing qualities too. But as a daughter of this being, I hated him with all of my heart. So when we're talking about hate, I have experienced the depth, like the deepest hate you could possibly imagine for a person, so deep that I wished for his death a lot. So just to give you that perspective from where I was coming from at that time, until he this transition that really screwed me up. And then that blasted the door for me to go through my journey, because I really felt I abused my powers, because I really wished for his death, and he died the next day in a car crash. So this is very personal that I'm sharing this with you. So here I am years later. I am in this incredible place where I have resurrected, transforming the deepest hate I've ever had towards another human being. That was my own father, to completely love on this other side where he's on spirit side, and I do speak with him. He's been showing up this week particularly 4 times in my dreams. He keeps showing up. He's been a guardian. I talk to him a lot. We have a great relationship. So he comes a lot. There's a lot of experience. He's come a lot when Michael is also in my dream, and then there's a lot of activity happening. And this month with my mom, as most of you know, was in the car accident. Her sternum has been fractured. So we've had a lot of deep conversations, a lot of conversations for the first time we've never had. And just a few days ago, I was talking to mom. I said, dad was in the dream again. And it was so beautiful, just this loving relationship. She's like, I know, I've been dreaming about him too. Like, sometimes I miss him. I was like, wow, mom, isn't it amazing? Like, we, through our forgiveness, we transcended ourselves. We resurrected ourselves, but we really forgave. We really forgive. We gave that gift to ourselves. And for me, in this case, my father gifted me that gift to be able to take this anger, this hate towards him, transform it back into love. So I resurrected from the depth of my own darkness, the deepest, darkest place, into light. So to me, I have no one to prove nothing. I know what I did. And I know with the relationship that I have on spirit side with him, what this means. And just to be able to take a moment, like today, I was like, I celebrate you. I wanted to, turn candles for him today and just some flowers and just really embrace him, because there's so many incredible qualities that was also passed on to me. And this soul agreement that I got to see when I was in spirit side, why it had to be this way, together with my brother and my mother, but also this one particular relation with him, which is my calling in this incarnation, to bring this Magdalene frequency. It couldn't be more perfect, but I can only experience the perfection from this insane place in my heart. Because from my head, all I was a victim of somebody as a child that was abused so badly, and just the ugliest of ugliest, that I wanted to die. I was so embarrassed to be a part of him, just skin crawling. So if I have transformed that within me, if I have arisen from my own ashes, from the depth of my darkness into light, I've I'm my own salvation. And I feel that's what we're coming into. The rest of it is just shit, with all due respect. Until you can walk it, do it yourself, the rest of it is just talking crap. When you are able to gift yourself the gift and really go in from the humility and really transform it, you have brought the divine into you. And it's so important to have reverence, to appreciate and not dumb it down. You don't have to go blast it to everybody. Look, I've never talked about this like that, but this is an important day for me to have recognition of this walk that took so many years, so much healing, so much therapy, so much suicide attempts. And here I am on this side of just deep, revered reverence for this being that chose to not give up, continuously go in and not forgive just on the mental level, not just forgive on the emotional level, not just forgive on the physical level, not just forgive on the etheric level, but really give the present back to me.
Right. And honey, I want to fully acknowledge that, because the recognition of what you're sharing is such a
So happy Papa's Day today.
It's such a depth, because I've recognized in the 3 years I've known, just in this incarnation, of the experience honey's spoken to me, and things that very few people know, and just to hear what honey has expressed, it touches so deeply of how low a vibration can be and how transformative it can come when there is love and forgiveness brought toward it.
But true, because again, the key is, Michael, many people forgive. I know this. Many people forgive in the head, and that's beautiful. But until you bring it into your emotional body and experience it fully, then bring it to your physical body, it will never be the ultimate gift.
And how
It really will not be.
and what I was getting to, thank you, honey. What I find is so pivotal for many, and I find this really goes to the sacred feminine, because there's been such this suppression. There's been a lot of abuse. There's just been situations where, thank you, Valerie. There's been this
I want to read
disempowerment.
it,
There's
what
been a
it says.
disempowerment place that holds a lot of people back in one of the lowest vibrations of shame, and that
Yeah.
shame sometimes doesn't want to be spoken because of just the mere embarrassment. So I want to just acknowledge you, honey, for not only your recognition.
No, I feel I feel no shame. I actually feel the
let me finish.
gratitude.
The recognition
Mm.
and the gift of the truth that you're speaking, because it allows a beautiful platform for others to really hear that and to really look within themselves because of the gift that you just gave. The gift to say that if mentally, emotionally, physically, in that inner deep transformation of the pains that I know you've expressed deeply, look what the resurrection has come forward, especially in the ability of what he's come through on the other side, how he's communicated, and really what lessons we sign up and what we've gone through. Because sometimes in our human experience, in our 3D, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense of what has been brought forward. But when there is such this depth of just personal diving into those areas where you've gone. I mean, you've gone.
But I feel there's one part is me, Michael. The other part of it is like when I see my father in spirit side, he's free, his soul, his conscious is clear now because he himself was suffering that I hadn't forgiven him. So I went through that because I had held on to anger so much. It was so much easier to hate him and to justify why I was so unhappy because of what he did. And, so to see him so innocent, so pure, so illuminated, and my mom seeing him in the dream now, this speaks of the relation and how interconnected we are, and how when we really do forgive, we really help the spirit world also expand, because it's not just here. This is how dimensionally, interdimensionally, we're so interconnected. So what we do here does impact the spirit world. That's why every morning I talk to many different spirits on the spirit side. They're my team guardians, and I acknowledge all of them and say hello to them. Hello this, hello that. A bunch of them that has show up. Oh, this is wonderful to see you, and just make sure they know they're loved, because that channel of communication is so important, because the gift is on both sides. The gift is not just for me.
Right. But what I want to finish with is in that gift of what you express, and I find it's important for everyone to hear, is the energy of hate is so very powerful. And I find that it has been conditioned with us in so many areas of our life. And to really, what I love, what I'm hearing now is, and what I've heard and what you've expressed is that beautiful nature of, wow, taking that energy of hate and then transforming that into love, going through the forgiveness, going through letting go, and really going through what most people tend to run away from because it feels so uncomfortable, because we have to go into the deepest and darkest areas. Yet for those that are females, for those that have been abused, even men that have had situations with their own father, to really embrace the energy of what you spoke about is such an incredible inspiration, because I feel that within myself and with so many, if we just hear it and we know that someone has walked those shoes and given the opportunity to move through it, and then to hear to hear what's on the other side of it, to go from Just imagine.
And that's what alchemy is. That is exactly alchemy. Transforming a state of being to another that is lighter, that is golden. So I feel that was the gold gift that I gave to me by transforming so-called, it's lead to gold, right? Sure. The darkest carbon to crystalline, and this and a soul agreement, how incredible this was to have it be set up this way. So the divine plan is intelligent, but we can't access this intelligence from our mental brain, because it's too limited. When we do come to our heart, to its love, we can grasp it.
And for you to take that hatred and transform it to love speaks unbelievable volumes, because I feel...
it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Spectrum, right?
Even fear is a vibration pretty far from love. But when we really...
No, the deepest is, I explained, the ultimate shame and hate is like at the bottom of the bottom.
It's the bottom of the barrel. So
it's the bottom of the bottom.
And I feel like that energy, when we navigate through it, when we go through the depths of it, because I feel that's one of the biggest distractions when people really feel that hatred, how they close up, how they completely close up.
And the other side of it is pure love.
Right.
Because so here's the one thing, and some of my talks I've shared, if you have experienced the deepest fear, the deepest hate, congratulations. If you kind of been monotone in the middle, good luck to you. But if you have, congratulations, because what awaits you on the other side is the highest level of love and liberation that mankind most have never even touched and experienced. But it is when you have been touched by the greater, you get to experience this, because it does take the power of something greater than you to give you the will to go through this.
And it gives, and I find what's so enriching from your experience is it gives so much hope, will, and faith for others that are in your shoes. And I feel for many people that haven't even expressed the depth of it, because so many people, when they're in that experience, they may not even remember. So many people that have gone through.
Thank you, Michael. And it does take, again, have compassion for the journey. It did take me years, literally years. And my children coming into my life were part of this helping. And it really took me years to go through it, but I didn't give up. And there were many times that I did want to. But I continued, because I knew it was something bigger than me. And when I knew it's bigger than me, I just surrendered to it. So continue, and each step of the way, have a little compassion and reverence for yourself. Even if you get close to it, that's okay. Because it's one of the hardest thing that you agreed to master. And the mastery, there is a appreciation for how you've been weathered, how you have been, the exhaustion, the tiredness of the perseverance. So you really have to appreciate yourself for who you are, for what you have endured, and what shoe you walked in. Doesn't matter where other people are at, but you yourself. And I can say that I have a lot of compassion for people who walk this shoe. I know what shoe that is. And I had to go through it myself. So I have nothing about I read anymore, not to repeat anyone's post, no video, nothing. But that depth of pain, I know that so well. But I'm also on the other side. I also know how amazing this is here. So I had to go through it first to be like, listen, I'm on this side. Come this side. You can. And I'm going to stay here. Come join me on this side. You yourself be resurrected. Become Christed. Become crystalline. Activate that Christ light in you. Because you've been given the opportunity to alchemize, become alchemized being, an alchemical being of light. And that's why everything through this ascension alchemist for me is whatever state have been able, the deepest, the darkest, have been able to transcend it. Okay, that's from the personal wisdom. That's that wisdom that has had the will and the love that has been able to come to this triple flame. And I'm living from there.
And you know what's beautiful? Thank you, honey. Thank you for sharing that. What's so beautiful is on a day that I know personally that hasn't been spoken to the depth, and I'd like to hear.
No, never. You never.
I never heard. I'd like to hear.
He's a good-looking guy,
I want to hear
right?
the full name. I want to hear the full name.
Okay, so his name is Ghulam Reza Mutarefi.
Ghulam
Reza.
Ghulam Reza.
Mutarefi.
Mutarefi.
So my dad here was 21 at this age.
I want to take this time to honor him because I find that it is a gift that on this day, his birthday,
we've never spoken.
We've never spoken about him, and it was a Friday that wasn't even planned. That it spontaneous came through.
And my brother happens to be here in Maryland today.
So we get to honor him. We get to forgive him. We get to celebrate him. We get to give this beautiful opportunity in the alchemy of what has been presented on this moment, because it really touches my heart of what I've known Honey and just and what I've seen, the lack of speaking, and to come full circle today and really share that, to fully honor and see what happens when we're on the other side of it, and to see the importance of when we are on the other side of it, what's awaiting for us in our resurrection and our freedom, and just the love that is pouring out of this. So for his solar return, I just want to take that moment and bless him, because it is a celebration. And it is a big day for you to come full circle and to really dive deeply, because when we can really, and I love what you said, when we can really look at where we are now, and really for each of us, look at where we are now, where we were a year ago. I even did this morning. 3 years ago, I was leaving Mexico, and I left Mexico, and I met Honey back in LA after giving up 10 years. Where each of us are, and no matter what our mind thinks of our shortcomings or how far we haven't gone, really step back and say, wow, look at the difference of who I am. How much have I changed? How much have I transformed? How much have I, went through stuff that I never thought I'd experienced, and now I'm still on this amazing, powerful journey that I keep expanding and rising.
So having said that, for those of you who are watching, can we just take a moment? Can you just please take a moment and just one thing, not 100 things, just one thing that you really, really have so much respect for yourself, for giving yourself the gift to going through something so difficult and coming on the other side of it. Have you ever fully acknowledge yourself, like really acknowledge yourself, have reverence for yourself, see yourself the way the divine sees you, for the strength that it took, the love that it took, and the wisdom that came out of it? Can you imagine one thing? And if it's that one thing, will you please write it here? I did this, whether it's I forgave this, or I did this, or I, whatever that is. Michael, what is it? Just very short. Do you have one?
I just feel I stepped into my spirit. I feel like this has been the journey of like fully coming out into the fullness of my spirit. I've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I feel a large part. Thank you, Honey, for the alignment of our divine union is fully stepping in to.
So you have compassion for this.
The compassion and the love and the courage of not having of stepping fully into it versus kind of hiding behind the door or being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This has been, I would say, the past 3 years, the biggest journey of coming into it and being who I am and allowing it and honoring it versus somewhat hiding it. I really give myself a lot of compassion. Like, thank you for receiving the call and following and not letting it go, not back down from it at all. Have that will to say, okay, whatever it takes, how hard, what the walls, what things that want to block me from the mental body, I'm still moving forward and never giving up. So I
I feel
hold that
this is so
compassion.
important. Just take a moment of that recognition. So, and I hope you all really do that. And I appreciate this space that was created where we can just speak to that.
Mm,
And thank you for that,
yeah.
Michael. And I love to read some of these comments because I don't have my glasses, Michael, to
Okay.
see what some of the individuals quickly have said, because there's
Okay.
been. So this goes from our.
We went over these already.
Okay.
So Lori said, after your live yesterday, I had a meditation that showed golden and emerald green pillars. It felt like silky and also substantial flowing. The gold was like liquid and was so emerald.
Nice.
Beautiful, Lori. Wow, shifting so much and trusting where I am to be of service.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Lori. Every day, absolutely not the latest or coming up, expanded, bringing energy and anchor today. Thank you. Christina, shifting to heart of central sun. My
Good.
mind doesn't think I'm worthy. Working with golden ascension flame this week.
Okay.
Big
Thank
time
you.
on work. I can
Yeah.
feel that. Yes, Valerie, the energy is very heavy in DC. I could
Yes.
always feel the frequencies that were being pulsated by the beings who were controlling the energy net over the city.
Yeah.
We feel you. Lori, thank you for the high heart and insights this year, being a part of a woman coming together to empower each other, and yet people want to redirect the energy to help others when we clearly see it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When we clearly can move to a higher vibration.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Lori. April 4th to 11th, 20. We look forward to it, Lori.
Thank you, Lori. Please do email me.
Higher heart. I was saying to my beloved this morning that for 27 years in the incarnation, I've not have had a day, a now moment to myself in the past 3 years has been an initiating invitation. Congratulations.
Wow. Beautiful.
Congratulations. And that coming home within myself into highest love, highest light, and joy that I am, coming home with myself is the best gift I present to myself.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
It's an amazing voyage of love, reconnecting, embracing divine love.
Yes, thank you.
Valerie, I work with Almoria. We
Yes.
do too every
Love
morning.
him.
Bless his blue ray of his divine will. Lori, I can feel in the meditation I am asked with the golden frequency to expand, to move into what I'm being shown, taking care of my being, my body, my environment as my higher presence. Thank you,
Thank
Lori.
you so much.
Yes, thank you for the gratitude that's become prominent in something I dropped. I'm grateful. Thank you. We need to embody all three of the flames: love, wisdom, and power, allowing divine will. Thank you, Valerie. Valerie expressed the same father experience as Honey.
Yeah.
Lori, this beautiful and powerful vibration ripples into our lives, our kids' lives, the teachers, and all those present in our internal environment. Thank you. Valerie, yes, I've walked with those feelings and emotions back to love for him.
Oh,
Beautiful.
good. Beautiful, Valerie. Thank
Christina,
you.
I love this. We're all going to the same directions. Just talked to my father last night. Some unpleasant experience growing up. Spirit and grace of healing that relationship. Much gratitude for.
Good. Thank you.
Valerie, when he transitioned, my guide spoke to me as he was leaving and said, Valerie, your father returns your power to you with all of his love. That was the soul agreement. Beautiful.
Oh, wow, Valerie, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. I've experienced disempowerment this lifetime. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Lori says, my husband's birthday is today. Such a blessing.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
to your husband.
fellow Aquarian. Happy
Nice.
birthday. Mine is a week from today. Thank you for sharing. Yes, going through this generationally. Oh, alchemy. Yes, thank you, honey. Higher heart. This is why. This is not why the ignition of fear, hate, pain, rage. This is how the unconditional love is birthed again. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Something powerful must come out of your reality to shake your comfort of love and dwell in the depths of darkness of your heart.
True.
I am by wholeness of mercy.
Thank you. That's a big one.
That's a big one. Mercy is a big one.
Big one. Big one.
Valerie, recognizing my strength and courage over everything I've been through this life. Beautiful.
Oh, good. Thank you for recognizing that in you, Valerie. Thank you.
And then Kelly Butler. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Nice
Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing your personal story. I can relate, and I know I will come out on the other side. Thank you for the reminder. Much love. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us today. It's blessings.
I know you will. Know that this is why we're very raw and real and open in this Friday tea time, because it is here to support all of us. What good is it when we try to hide our crap?
And I want to
honestly.
And I want to thank each of you, because sometimes we do hold back. I know that feeling of holding back, and I know what it's like when that pain is so it's so uncomfortable to bring forward. But when you can speak the truth of your heart and you can allow yourself to share, it does so much in opening yourself up to the higher light and higher love. So I really appreciate, Hein. I really are honored that you can speak from the
Yeah.
depths
We
of
really
what
thank
comes
you for
forward,
your
because
comments so
this
much.
really helps serve so many in allowing themselves just to express. We're in a time period where we know this expression truly gives the unification of the fifth dimensional frequency, because by us expressing specifically the pain that sits on our heart,
Mm.
it really liberates our heart. And I find that a lot of us forget that that pain that sits there, if it's sitting there and we ignore it and we don't talk about it, it doesn't give us the fullness of our heart to be the power that is. So it's so important to allow yourself, in however which way that you feel is right for you, to really express it, transform it, transmute it to the fullness of what your divine nature is there to live in. It's in the purity that it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So let me just check over here. So this is the first time like we have. We'll probably check all of these later. We can't get into it here. Thank you, Facebook family, for joining us. So we are on our YouTube where we focus because this is the new channel. So having said all of this, we're wrapping up January and going into February, and couple of things to share. Um, I have so much appreciation again for for those of you who are joining in these platforms where we can just really be with each other, so open, so transparent, so real and honest, and I feel each time we give permission to speak it, we give permission to each other to also come forward, because most of us that join in, we're very, very transparent. I actually find it so comical when people attempt to not tell me the truth. It's the funniest thing, whether it's be over text or versus messenger or email or call or whatever, they make up something. And I'm like, wow, really? Like at this consciousness is still operating from there. It's his thing. Do you not see like we see each other so clearly? Like, what's the point? Just speak your heart. Like, you do yourself a favor, you do me a favor, so there's no weird feeling. Just speak. Like, it's so interesting to me that I get to see that. And I want to also go something further for me personally. I'm really, really focused right now. And maybe you can also say, Michael, where you focus, and maybe you guys can share too. I'm really focused in this light reflection inside my heart through this triple flame to really fully, continuously, through its joy, through its celebration, through its light and its love, to create more events, collaborations, everything to help constantly lift and mm, alchemize in the best way that I can. So whoever through the spiritual community, whatever they're doing, they're focusing, that's great with me. I am called to collaborate, to vibrate with the ones that are in the same frequency. Those that feel the need to put others down to get the words across, that doesn't vibe with me. Those that feel they constantly have to point out like the satanic rituals and what the pharma is doing behind the scene and the manipulation and control between the banking system, all that. Okay, I know that. I've known it forever. It doesn't vibrate with me. So, okay, if that's where you focus, beautiful, but it just doesn't ring a bell to me. Do you know anything to do with polyamory? I don't even know how to say.
Polyamory.
Right, I can't even say the word right now. Anything to do with that is beautiful. It's wonderful. It has its purpose for you, but it just doesn't vibrate with it. There's a ring truth in my heart, so I can't support it. And that goes to a few other things as well. So all I'm saying is, if I'm responding or collaborating or co-creating because I'm really feeling the guided vibration of this frequency that feels very clean, very pure, and it's so balanced in that. It's nothing personal with anybody else. It's just I'm focusing on what I'm guided in my heart from here. And now with our union
Okay,
is
thank you.
interesting. So I'd
So
like to ask, where
Yeah.
you feel really focused in
And
2020?
first, thank you, honey. That was very beautiful, very clear. I feel where I'm focused is I really want to allow myself to be the purest, clearest, divine channel of light so that I can be this conduit where I'm here and spirit is just moving through me and guiding me in the destiny from the innocence of my heart, from the love of the joy of serving, the joy and the happiness and the fun and the excitement of being here so that we can share this. We can bring forth the dream of peace and harmony and a world that is just so filled with love that it's never been completely realized so that each of us can become our awakened selves, our resurrected, Christ conscious, unified heart in just being it, in that transformation, and allowing myself to be very disciplined so that the purity, the light, the love can fully transform the limitations which I know through my mind and the programs that are being shifted outward no longer has the power over me so that my favorite organ, my heart, my most favorite feeling of emotion or feeling, love, can be brought forth in its highest divine way, in its highest divine respect. And I know that that is the mission that I feel within myself to help lead the sacred divine masculine, to be in a sacred divine union and fully immerse that in each and every action that I do so that I can be a temple of it. And that light just expands without even me doing anything, just the presence that is within my soul.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
beautiful. I would love to have this space where you can also share what really like really in this moment, where are you really focused, and on that, just that inner calling. It would be beautiful if you like to share that. And if this video, before we wrap up, if this video really felt supportive to you and touched you, and you feel it will benefit others, we'll invite you to please take the video YouTube, post it on your page, share it with others, help others be uplifted, to know we're all in this together. We're all journeying together. And if any of us figured one part out, it's nice to share it. And then um, it gives that faith and trust that it is possible. And we're here to show what is possible. And for that is the greatest gift you can give Michael and I. The greatest gift if we're sharing, paying this forward, not paying it, forwarding the energy so it constantly is open within you, so only more good comes.
Beautiful.
So thank you for that. Okay.
So let us read the beautiful daily guidance of the angels for today, being January 31st, the last day of January. Give your worries to God. When you hold your worries inside, they fester with a closed container, growing darker and larger until they haunt you with incessant stress. So instead of bottling up these concerns, give them to God. The infinite divine wisdom of God contains every solution. Even seemingly hopeless situations are worked out peacefully, and you hand them over to heaven. For within every possible problem, a resolution has already been created. In the world of spirit, there are no actual problems. Everything is peaceful, harmonious, and healed. When you turn your mind heavenward, you tap in this truth and experience it for yourself. Even worry or difficulty is a reminder to turn to heaven's love. It's an opportunity for you to choose peace and serenity in the place of stress and tension. You're part of a glorious team of angels and other loving beings who come instantly to your assistance the moment you allow their intervention. Let this be the day when you surrender all your cares to God. Don't wait a moment longer to release every shred of fear or doubt to heaven's waiting arms. Repeating after me for the thought of today. I give all my worries to God.
I give all my worries to the divine.
I hold nothing back.
I hold nothing back.
Everything small or large.
Everything small or large
is shed from my consciousness.
is shed from my consciousness.
Like an infant child.
Like an infant child.
I allow myself to be completely cared for.
I allow myself to be completely cared for.
I trust in the infinite wisdom.
I trust in the infinite wisdom.
And love of the Creator.
And the love of the Creator.
To shelter me and fulfill all my needs.
To shelter me and fulfill all my needs.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you for that. That's a beautiful, beautiful one.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful one. And let us just see what the Oracle Ascension Collective message for us is. The Cosmic Heart. Yay! It couldn't be more perfect. Look at that. Number 9, completion. How perfect is that? So, this card invites you to open your heart fully and tune into the love radiating from Venus, which is the heart center of this universe. For unconditional love is held within Venus at a 9th dimensional frequency, a higher frequency than we can currently access. The angels are suggesting you find time today to call on Mother Mary and the unicorns. With their help, you can step down this powerful but gentle love to a level you can handle and bring it into your heart center. Breathe in love from the cosmic heart and radiate it outwards to everyone today. The affirmation, I am a cosmic heart.
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 So good. So it is. So beautiful ones. Happy, amazing Friday. Please drink a lot of water.
Thank you for joining us today. And as always, on this beautiful Friday, we just send so many
Our
love.
new channel, Michael. Thank you for joining us on
Thank
our
you for
new channel, Ascension
for
Alchemist. Thank you.
Always just blessing us with your lovely hearts, allowing this space, this time to join us, just to hear all that moves through us. And we send all of our love and light. We know that these upcoming days of whatever comes through is just right for you. Nothing right, nothing wrong, nothing good or bad. It is perfect for you in its highest light and highest love. And we cannot be more grateful to see each of you today and joining us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So just a couple of things. Please do join our Ascension Alchemy page, Ascension Alchemist page on Facebook. If you're on Instagram, Ascension Alchemist, you can look that up because we're going to start really sharing a lot in there. And also, please, Meetup is a wonderful one. We're very grateful for those that are joining us there. A couple of things. Again, we're committed to Tuesday night meditations at 8 p.m., 8 to 8:30. It's a silent meditation. It's open to all of you. We've switched it so we through this live stream here, this portal. And it is just 30 minutes holding the highest vision for Gaia and her humanity. We have people in person that come, and you can join globally. It's a free event. We also have, again, this Friday tea time bi-weekly that we get to see you. Next, in 4 weeks, Sunday, which would be the first, we will have our next Sacred Sunday Spiritual Circle, and that's with our special guest, Bill. We're so excited for Bill Sanda he's a trans medium, to be with us. We'll announce that. A couple of things that we have coming up. We have Michael, let me see, on the 15th of February, 16th. Well, on the 15th of February, the day after Valentine's Day, I will be at Clarksburg Yoga and Wellness here in Clarksburg, Maryland, facilitating one of my absolute favorite classes, which is meditation with chocolates. This is such a sensual 2-hour class where all these senses are open up just so you can receive this gift of the spirit of cacao. I've taught it for 10 years in so many different countries. By far, this is my absolute favorite class that I just love. And the 16th, Michael, is going to be at
Healing Crystals, offering my divine light transformations, and then a week from
Wait
then.
1 second.
Yes.
And Healing Crystals, they're so amazing. They have a showroom. So for those that can go in person or also on their website, they have given us a specific coupon code that any of you can use. You get 15% off from their shop. So please tune into that and receive it and utilize it. They have amazing selection.
And for those that are not here locally, I also do online Skype healing sessions, divine sacred heart listening, shamanic journeying, and guidance. So those that are not in the Maryland, DC metropolitan area, please know that I do offer that as well. We're very excited that on the 23rd, we'll be going back down to Miami.
Well, actually, we're going down to Miami the 19th. Valerie, I wish we could see you. We arrive on the 19th because we're going to be there on 2/22. And on the 23rd, you have a 1 day.
I'll have a 1 day transformational healing. So for anyone in the Miami area or know of those in the Miami area, I'm very grateful and very just dedicated, and will just be open arms on that day to receive just the beautiful light and love from the 2/2, which is right before that. So it's going to be exciting for that day.
And then at the very end, the 29th.
29th, I'm going to be at Rise Wellbeing, offering a beautiful...
That's in Reston, Virginia.
In Reston, Virginia, I'll be offering a beautiful shamanic journeying event, which is for all individuals. This will also be videoed, so those that are not here locally can also experience just the beautiful nature of traveling to either the underworld or the upper world for the highest grace, to really connect with the divine spirits, our power animals, and to really feel the energies that are coming forth. It's a great way to really connect and receive what has been awaiting for you. And I love it because it's drumming. It's a great time to feel the magic of what shamanic energy is all about. So I look forward to sharing that.
And also, we'll be live on our interview together with Beverly Goodwin of Love Unity, and that is on February 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So we're so excited for all of these collaborations. And finally, we finally put our first draft of our retreat in Sedona, end of April. This is so important. We're so grateful to Lisa Price that has opened her place. And for those of you that, Michael and I work predominantly, everything is on love gift offering, so that we don't put a price. So imagine this is our first retreat that we are doing where the space is open up to us, and it is based on love gift offering. So it is a full day Friday, full day Saturday. The arrival is that Thursday night, and on Sunday we're collaborating with Sandra Walter with the Sunday Unity Global Meditation she does, and this is in Sedona. We're so grateful. So we just posted the event on the Ascension Alchemy page, and it took me a while to make that graphic over there. And we can't wait. It's only for 11 people that feel called to come. We already have a couple of people. So feel free to reach out. We cannot wait to share that experience. That will be our first time Michael and I are facilitating a full retreat. And again, this is about dedicated to the divine alignment. So if that feels called to you, please reach out to us. We're so excited and we're so grateful. And we're just so, so thankful to the amount of hands that are coming and supporting us so we can continue to offer these things to everybody.
And we really offer it from the gift of our hearts, because we know that one day we're going to be doing all this in our love through the freedom of what is given to all of us. So in our gatherings, we know that what we share is just, it's a streamline, and we just feel just super grateful, super thankful that each of you have joined us and continue just to support with all the highest love and light.
So much love. So Valerie, thank you. I know the silent meditation has been so powerful for Michael and I. Please post it. Say, hey, people, join in. That really helps other people to join in. And Kelly, yeah, that's your birthday. That's actually the week of my birthday too. So I'm so excited. Come join us. Reach out. It'll be amazing.
Magical.
Definitely. So much love. Have the most beautiful, blessed day, everyone. Love to all of you. And really, really, thank you so much. Talk to you later. I hope. Bye-bye. 1 second.